I went from being stuck in debt to becoming financially independent. And honestly, one of the biggest lessons I learned is that less really is more. Back then, I didn't realize how much money I was wasting on tiny purchases every single month. But once I stopped buying these things, my savings grew, my investments grew, and my peace grew. So in this video, I'm showing 9 things I stopped buying and what I do instead. Let's get into it. Number 1, convenience spending. Takeaways because I didn't plan my meals, Ubers because I'm running late or it's raining. Each purchase feels tiny, but tiny leaks sink big ships. And listen, I used to justify all of it. I'd be like, I'm tired, I deserve it, it's only £15. But those small unplanned purchases add up fast, and before you know it, you spent an extra £200 without even realizing it. So eventually I had to be honest with myself. Convenience wasn't convenient anymore. It was getting expensive. That's when I decided I had to make a change. So now I plan my meals every week, I go and get groceries every Sunday, and I meal prep. I plan my travel in advance so I'm not forced into last minute Ubers, and I plan my treat days so I'm spending with intention, not emotion. I still enjoy treats, but now they feel intentional, not a consequence of being unorganized. My spending dropped and my control increased. Now the next one was even harder to cut because it felt emotional. Number 2, fast fashion. I used to buy clothes every single payday. If I had an event coming up, I needed to buy something new. If something was trending on TikTok, I was adding it to my cart. The problem was I was only getting 2 to 3 wears out of it. Then it was just in my wardrobe taking up space. So I asked myself, why am I buying so much but still feel like I have nothing to wear? That's when I realised I'd outgrown these styles, and to be honest, I was tired of looking like everybody else. So I built a capsule wardrobe instead with items I can mix, match and rewear, because it's about quality, not quantity. Now I own fewer clothes, but I look more expensive while spending less. When you look good, you feel good, but it doesn't have to come with an expensive price tag. And the next one is probably one of the biggest expenses draining your budget. Number 3, new cars. Most people buy cars for aesthetics, not practicality. It's like a stat symbol until you realize it's not just a car you're paying for. It's the insurance, petrol, maintenance, repairs. All the bills stack up. And after what I went through with debt, I promised myself I would never get trapped again. So I approached buying cars differently. Instead of taking on a flashy liability, I choose reliability over luxury. I go for cars that are used, low maintenance, and don't have expensive parts. And if you can pay for it in cash, even better. If not, go for a car that's at least 3 years old because most of the depreciation would have already hit. And I did this myself. I was so scarred from being in debt that I insisted on buying my next car in cash. So the car I chose cost £2,000, road tax was £30 for the year, petrol was £25 to fill up the tank. Maintenance, just MOT and service once a year. I kept that car for 7 years, so I got more than my money's worth. And all that money I saved went to investing, not disappearing on car payments. Number 4, buying things just because they're on sale. There's a big difference between you buying something you want on sale and buying something just because it's on sale. Sales make you feel like you're saving money, but most of the time they're a psychological trick to make you justify spending money you didn't plan to spend. If a pair of shoes you already wanted goes from £150 down to £100, then yes, you've saved £50. But if you bought it because it was on sale, you didn't save anything, you just spent an extra £100. And brands know exactly what they're doing. Their marketing is designed to make you feel like you need what they're selling and get you to spend impulsively. And once I realized that, I had to completely change my approach to sales. Now, before buying anything, I ask myself one simple question. Is this something I genuinely want? If the answer is no, I leave it. I also leave items in my basket for at least 48 hours before buying anything, and if I still want it later, then I'll consider it. This way, I'm only buying things that I genuinely want and actually use. No more sale guilt, no more random purchases sitting in my wardrobe with tags on them. I save money and my spending feels intentional, not triggered by discounts. Number 5, phone upgrades. Every year there's a new phone with a slightly better camera, and every year people fall for it and lock themselves into a new contract. But let's be real, the upgrades don't change your life, they just change your monthly payments. You get that 2-week new phone high and then you're stuck paying for it for years. So instead of chasing the latest thing, I started to actually do what made the most sense financially. Now I've switched to a SIM-only contract and I keep my phone until it actually needs replacing. I made this change about 4 years ago when my last phone contract was up, and my phone bill went from £50 a month down to £15 a month. That's £400 a year saved, money that can actually go towards growth instead of depreciating. Number 6, subscriptions and cable TV. There was a time where I had a subscription to every platform. Sky, Disney+, Hulu, Netflix, all of it. But it was convenience disguised as value. And honestly, I wasn't watching half of what I was paying for. So I took a step back and asked myself, what am I actually using? I kept the ones I actually use and I cancelled the rest. Now, I just have an Amazon Fire TV stick and Netflix. Simple. That means more money in my account, less streaming, and more free evenings, which is honestly priceless. Number 7, books I'm not ready to read. I love learning, I love reading. Honestly, there's nothing better than reading a good book. Knowledge is power, I really do believe that. And buying books are a great investment to make to increase your knowledge and improve your cognitive skills. But buying books isn't the same as reading them, and I was buying books way faster than I could keep up. I even went to order a book on Amazon once and they kindly told me that I already owned the book. That's when I knew I had a problem. But buying books wasn't the problem, I was just buying them too fast. So now I only buy books when I'm actually ready to read them, no more aspirational stacking. That means less clutter, more wisdom, and depth over collection. Number 8, productivity tools and journals. I'm type A, so I love planning and all things related to being organized. I used to have a planner for every occasion, a weekly planner, a daily planner, gratitude journal, the 5-minute journal. But buying organization is not the same as actually being organized. So I simplified my entire system. Now I use Notion for weekly planning and I have one journal for everything else. That's it. Simple. Everything else is just extra. It means less clutter, more clarity, and more mental space. Number 9, souvenirs. I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I've had so many amazing experiences. And I used to buy souvenirs everywhere I went as a reminder, but most of them just ended up in my drawer collecting dust. Then I realized I was buying memories instead of living them. So instead of buying memories, I started documenting them. I write about my experiences in my travel journal and I buy fridge magnets only. They're visible, meaningful, and inexpensive. Financial minimalism isn't about restriction, it's about power. Every pound you don't spend intentionally is a pound that gets you closer to your freedom. You gain money, you gain clarity, and you gain options. So start with one thing from this list and watch how it completely changes your finances. And if you want to dive deeper into minimalism and saving money, watch my other video on minimalism habits that made me rich next. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos about money and building wealth. And remember, stay rich in mindset and the money will follow. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.